I'm Andy.
I'm Melissa.
And I'm Jack.
And together we're working on restoring our sailing yacht.
Some of you might think we're crazy taking on the challenge of restoring this boat and creating a life less ordinary.
And we're sure there will be blood, sweat and tears, but it'll all be worth it when we embark on our epic adventure around the world.
So, look what they're doing! They are sandblasting! So, we were at home editing and then we had to rush to the boat to see this. We didn't expect them to be doing it today, so that's exciting. Today's the day I start painting. Just waiting for the yard to just finish the last bit of wet blasting on the aft end of the boat. There's just a few spots that we wanted them to go back over. And I've got an airless sprayer, which I'll show you all later. And I'm going to spray the whole up below the waterline of the boat over the next couple of days. The weather's due to be perfect. So hopefully, there's no wind at the moment, so that's great. I'm going to put some tarps up and stuff and then get spraying. Right, the blasting is finished and it's time for me. And what I'm going to do first is I'm going to go around and look at all the patches where we're going to need to do some work. I'm going to mask those off because we don't want paint in those areas, otherwise it'll be a pain to get it back off. So I'm going to mask that all off and then get some tarps up and set up for spraying. I'm using this airless sprayer and it's really good. We tested it the other day and it doesn't give off hardly any overspray, so that's really good. But I'm going to tarp up the boats either side. I'm feeling a bit apprehensive. It's a big daunting task. Unfortunately, much to, you know, Andy's, what's the word? Andy wasn't very happy that he had to work. He would much rather be here painting the boat with me, but it's got to be done because obviously it's been shot blasted, so it needs to be done in a certain time frame. So it is down to me. So I'm going to be a one-woman band painting the whole below the waterline. I've got everything ready to take down, so I think I'm fairly equipped. There's 3 tins of JOTUN there. There's also another 4 tins in there, I think. 4, 5, 6, 7, yeah. Yeah, so I'm pretty much ready. I just need to set up a painting station down there as well. But I'm having a coffee and I'm psyching myself up for this task. She's all shot blasted, wet blasted, whatever you want to call it. So the paint that we've spoken to the supplier of the paint, JOTUN. What they've said is let her ginger, which she has, and allow a ginger to paint her. So what I'm going to now do is just inspect all the areas, tape off any areas that I think that need attention, because I don't want paint in those areas because then it's a pain to get off again. And I'm just waiting for her. There's a few places still waiting to dry from the night dew. There's the back end. They struggled to get some of the primer off and they came back several times and it's just not moving. So as we know, there's a big area that we need to cut out at the back here. But apart from that, everything is pretty much as we expected. No surprises, which is great. So while I'm waiting to dry, I'm going to put some tarps up on the other boats. I'm just looking for any areas where we've got to weld now. This here is paddle wheel. There's some pitting around there, so I've taped that off. There is some other thing, I'm not sure what it does, so I've taped that off. There, you see a little green one there. There. That's tiny little pinhole. This one here is a bit of pitting, nothing major, and then I'm just going to tape this off. Don't know if you can see it on the camera, but there's some pitting on there. But all in all, there's a bit of pitting on the keel here. The keel box is obviously a lot thicker than the rest of the steel. I think that needs some attention.
How big's the patch you're going to have to cut out, going to be?
We need to measure it. We need to measure the thickness of the steel.
So I don't get a hammer and whack it?
No, it doesn't need whacking. All the scale's off it. So the patch will probably be like that size. And I have a feeling that there was a skin fitting there. On the inside, I think there's a blanked off skin fitting.
There we go.
There we go. Just make it neat.
Why do you have to make it neat?
Because
Your mummy. I was actually quite surprised. Well, last time we were at the boat,
yeah,
you left everything in a complete mess.
yeah,
I was actually quite surprised when you did that.
yeah. I don't like leaving things in a mess because it makes it hard to start work again the next time. Suspect rust.
Pardon?
I need to investigate further.
Mm-hmm.
So we knew that there was going to be some big patches at the aft end.
Yeah.
We're not worried about that.
No.
Yeah.
Have you dyed your hair at all?
Yeah, it's red. Right, I can't put it off any longer. I'm ready to paint. I'll just show you the boat before I start. So the green areas are, you can see them, where it's been taped off. I know that they need cutting out. I have taped the prop off. But it's well and truly ready. There's a green bit here, I've just gone through, which we knew about. Tiny pinhole, I think, there. And all the other green patches are just pitting, they're not holes that need looking at. And another one here under the bilge plate. And then everything, there's some pitting here, here. Right, I'm ready. I'm not gonna lie, I'm scared. And wearing this mask is not helping because it's making my anxiety even worse. But here we go. Let's do this! Just want to say a massive thank you to Ben at Pro Marine Store. We didn't know the sandblasting was happening until the day it actually started. We rang Ben up and he made sure that the paint was with us the very next day. So thank you so much. Seems to be going okay. Feel free to give constructive criticism. I have never done this before in my life. have a look. I am done for the day. That was exactly 1 tin of paint, which is pretty impressive. There you go. The bottom is putting the top to shame. Time for the mass tidy up and cook some dinner and chill out until tomorrow. Day 2 of painting. Ready to paint this side. Just have a look at the bits that I've patched. Here and here there's a tiny little pinhole in the weld. I don't think it goes all the way through, but yeah. Underneath there you can see the blue tape on the keel. That is all just pitting, none of it's gone through. And then all these blue areas, so there's a bit more on this side, but it's all pitting, and maybe I'm being a bit overcautious, but I'd rather Andy look at them before I paint. I'll just have a second opinion. But yeah, so they're all pitting, they don't go through, but they're local to one area, so we need to look on the other side and see what's going on there. Moving aft. Once again, still a bit of pitting on the bottom of the keel, but we knew about that. A little bit of pitting in one area there. So none of those have gone through. Bit of pitting under what was where the anode was. Here there's some heavy pitting, so that's all quite shallow. Here there's some heavy pitting, very shallow pitting. Just want Andy to have a look. This goes through. So this is the only bit on this side that goes through, but we knew about that, this side of the rudder post. Once again, tiny bit of pitting there. I'm probably being way too overcautious because it's pretty shallow, but I just want both of us to look. Time to start painting. It's another day at the paint shop and the sun is shining. It's really warm, there's not a breath of wind, so it's perfect for spraying. But here's a little look at Melanie this morning. A little frustratingly, on this side they've sprayed, they shot blasted the blue off. I think because there was some little rust specks on that side. But on this side, they haven't. So if you look at her front on, she's a little bit out of proportion, which makes me really want to go and sand all this and paint up. But that would be a silly waste of time when I've got things to do. Today I need to get another coat of paint on. I'm just waiting for her to dry. It's just a little bit of water still on her bottom. So in the meantime, I'm going to do another little job. So, while I wait for the bottom of the boat to dry, although she's pretty much dry, just need a bit of a change of scenery from painting, I'm going to start cleaning this up, just because she looks all pretty and white and it will look nice. Well, that's quite a satisfying little job. Not finished yet, still going, but there you go. I'm just using one of these very lightly, the Scotch pad things. Shiny, shiny. I don't know if it's come across on camera on over the last couple of days, because I've been very focused and very nervous about painting. But I can't begin to express how happy I am with the whole of the boat. Obviously I've spent a good couple of hours just laying on my back under the boat looking for places where it might have gone through, where they've shot blasted and stuff like that. I have found maybe 10 spots that have got some pitting. 1 or 2 of those I think probably needs cutting out. The rest of them I think I'm being overcautious, but we just need to look on the other side, and I've found 2 pinholes. So I'm so happy with that. I mean, we could have shot blasted the bottom of the boat and it could have just been full of pinholes. So really pleased. Obviously we know about the big issues, which aren't big issues, they're just time consuming. But yeah, I'm just so happy with how the metalwork is, and with the people that built this boat did a really good job. Obviously we're yet to lift the boat, blast under the plate of the boat and get the keel out. You know, there's still issues that could arise, but I'm happy. There you go. It's a start. I could spend all day on this, and at some point I will, but I just wanted to get the worst of it off and just see what it looked like. I need to get painting. I can't put it off any longer. Time to paint. So Jack's just on bug rescue before I paint the boat. He's removing the spiders. Little spider. 1 spider saved from epoxy. So Jack's just come out to sweep down for me in preparation for coat number 2.
Over there. Oh, okay. Excuse me.
Now do. Good job. Thank you.
You're welcome. Well, Mummy has painted one side of the boat, well, 2 layers on one side, and now she has to do the other side now. Let's go around and see how Mum's doing now. Well, there it is. I fell down a hole. It's nice. I think Mum's dead.
I've had enough.
Yeah, that means she's dead, I think.
All I can see is white.
Yeah, okay.
I don't want to do anymore. So, I think Jack's told you, but I have spray painted two layers.
I have told her.
2 layers on the port side.
That side, if you don't know what port is, which you probably do.
1 layer on the starboard side. I've got to do 1 more before I go home on the starboard side. What are you doing?
Filming you.
Why so close?
Not actually.
Right, I am done. I'm done in. 2 coats of 2-pack epoxy primer on below the waterline. The second coat was a lot harder because it was the same colour. It was really difficult to see where I'd been, so there's a few more runs in the second coat because I went over the same place a couple of times. But it's all looking nice. Just can't wait to cut out the bow now and replace that. Everything will start looking a lot better once that's done. There she is. Just need to start on the top sides. People may say it's a bit backwards to do the bottom before the top, but we needed to get her shot blasted to know what we needed to cut out, so where we were at, but mainly because of the weather. We had a weather window and we needed to utilise it. Jack and I are on a little adventure. We're going exploring in Anglesey. Right, it's the end of another episode.
Yep.
We are done. Jack has been a little superstar. He's kept out of the way when I was spraying, but he's helped me a lot tidying up.
I'm surprised you didn't actually call me 1 billion times today to turn to the battery.
I didn't film much today. I didn't film much today because there was no point you watching me spray white paint onto white paint. It was hard enough for me to see the change, let alone you guys on camera. So I just want to say thank you so much. All those epoxy mixing pots that I've gone through today have all come through on our Amazon wish list, so really appreciate everyone that's bought those. Thank you. It's been a massive help, everyone that's helped, and we're feeling pretty proud. Yeah, she looks good.
Yeah.
Just ignore that hole at the front, but it feels like a big step in the right direction.
Yeah.
Really can't wait for Andy to see it. He's been gutted that he's been working. He really would have liked to have put some paint on the bottom, but there'll be plenty of more painting to come.
Just click that subscribe button and click that like thing.
Just a quick thing, I've never sprayed in my life before, so I'm doing this with no experience, so really appreciate the feedback. Please be kind.
Mummy's never sprayed with that thingy before.
I've never spray painted a boat. I've never painted a boat. Have we painted a boat?
No.
No.
Not. Well, but.
So, anyway, click like, subscribe, everything that he said, leave us a comment, give us some feedback, and we'll see you next time.
Yeah,
Thank you, bye-bye.
Remember, press the notification bell and the subscribe button.
Bye-bye.
Bye!